What is going on, nerds and nerdettes? It is your boy Stevie B with another haul video. Plus I got some exciting news I want to share with y'all involving some Stevie B mystery boxes, so you're going to want to stick around after the haul and I'll touch on that. I know y'all are expecting some free comic book day books, and unfortunately I didn't make it out to free comic book day. I just couldn't. I mean, there's only one LCS in my neighborhood, and we've all talked about douche canoe comics, so I didn't really feel like going there anyway, because I figured he'd probably charge people for them, which, as it turns out, I found out he did not. So kudos to douche canoe for not, gouging their customers for free comic books. And if you are one of those people, now I went to Midtown and I thought maybe Midtown, they're a brick and mortar store, they just have an online presence, and I thought maybe they'll have the free comics and they'll just limit one per customer, which was fine, which is what all I wanted. No, they charged people for them. So if you have a brick and mortar store and you're selling free comic books online for $10 a piece, and shame on you. You're missing the point of free comic book day. Free comic book day was designed specifically to bring in new readers, to bring new customers into the hobby. And when you charge people and you cater to just the ones that are already in the hobby, you lack forward thinking, you lack foresight, because you're not thinking about, you just blown an opportunity to bring in new customers. You just catered to the ones you already had, get your money. I mean, 100% profits, you can't beat that. Or, when you don't pay anything for the books and then you sell them for $5 or $10 a piece. So shame on you if you have a brick and mortar store and you're charging people for free comic books. But anyway, I digress. Let's get on with the haul today. I got a lot to do, a lot to talk about, and I hope try to keep this short as I possibly can. But anyway, first up, Star Wars: The High Republic Adventures #1. This is the Monsters of Temple Peak. It has that little Disney emblem on the end of it, so I don't know if this is going to be a new Disney show or animated series, or if it's already an animated series. I don't know. But it's the first appearance of Ty Yorick. Again, I'm almost ashamed to say it. I'm picking up these Star Wars books because they tend to blow up pretty fast, and I got tired of sitting idly by and letting these things just pass me by and not capitalizing. So I thought I'll grab a few first appearances, and if they spike good, and I turn around and sell them, and I'll buy some of them wall books that I want so bad. You know what I mean? Like I said, we all flip books, but so it's just a matter of how you do it. Don't flip free comic book day books. That's kind of shitty. But anyway. Let me rephrase that. Don't be a comic book store and charge people for their free comic books. That's what I meant by don't flip them. They're going to go up in value, and they're going to be, they're going to end up on eBay in the secondary market anyway, which is where I'm probably going to have to get them. But I digress. Next up, Future State Gotham #4, and this is the first appearance of Hunter Panic, with the Suicide Squad movie cover, and on the very front is the savior of the DC universe, the new baby Yoda, King Shark. I can't even say that with a straight face. Again, first appearance of Hunter Panic. I don't know what that's going to pan out to be, but next up we've got Challenge of the Super Sons #5. I'm going to pick all these up. I pick them all up every time they come out, and they keep putting new ones out. What's that tell you? They don't put them out unless there's a demand for them. So I know I ain't the only one that likes it. So I'm telling you, it's coming. One of these days, y'all are gonna be going, man, we laughed at Stevie B for getting those too, and now look, I'm telling you. But next up, the Unbelievable Unteens, which is the first team appearance of these. I don't even know what to think about these yet. Sounds Sounds interesting, but we'll find out. The Avengers Tech On #1, a new Avengers title, with the first appearance of the Iron Avengers. So, with their new Tony Stark iron suits. So we'll see how that one pans out, but who knows. Another Star Wars book, Star Wars The Regular High Republic title, #8, and this is the first appearance of some names that I'm going to butcher. Be Comac Vitus and Veeth Silas. I don't know why you can't make a normal name on here. Make names people can pronounce. And then I think there's I can't remember if this is an 8-part or a 6-part series of the Joker, but this is part 6. I want to say it's an 8-part. I'm waiting for all of them to come out so I can read it. I haven't read it yet, so I don't even know if it's gonna suck or not, but I haven't heard very good things about it, let's put it that way, other than the first appearance of Bane's daughter, Vengeance. But so, and I don't know how that's gonna pan out. I kind of want that. I kind of hope it drops, because I kind of want that cover, the mask, because that's still a cool cover, whether that character pans out or not. Next up, we've got this title. I've been excited for it. The Tim Burton universe of Batman. I'm excited for the continuation in that same universe. So I got the Batman '89 #1, and this is the first appearance of a new Robin. Normally, I would not be excited for that because let's face it, they debut a new Robin every other year, and it's getting irritating. It's starting to get annoying right now. Here's my thoughts on Robin. I think what they should do is just establish Robin as a training, superhero training course that Batman puts these kids through, so that they graduate from the Robin class where they've been Robin, and they graduate and become their own person, like Nightwing, like Red Hood, or whatever, however do. Then it would make sense to keep rotating Robins, but I think if they approached it from that angle, it'd be a lot cooler. But anyway, I digress. Anyway, like I said, normally I wouldn't be excited for a new Robin because, let's face it, they're everywhere. But this one, the new Robin in this one, I'm excited about, because this is an all new alternate universe, and this is just the Robin for this universe. So this could be cool if they don't cross it over into the current Batman, storylines. I don't want it to become Batman canon throughout the whole, Batman universe, but its own self-contained universe. I like it. I'm excited to see what they do with Robin, because they really screwed it up in that movie. Robin's not supposed to be 30 for one. But anyway, I'm rambling again. Next up, Bunny Mask 3. Digging on this. I see these kind of catching fire a little bit, so maybe, just maybe. And next up, and I'm gonna eat a little shit here, I know, because if y'all have heard me roast Peach Momoco numerous times. I have referred to her artwork as a grade school child's art project that you would hang on the refrigerator. For the most part, I stand by that, but every once in a while, and I don't know, maybe she's graduated art school and finally, and she's actually starting to have some talent or what, but every once in a while she hits a cover out that's not bad. It's pretty good, and this is one of those times. And also, the other covers for it weren't as good, so I picked my favorite, and it just happened to be a Peach Momoco. But I got the Defenders #1. And this is going to be a first appearance of the new Defenders, which is Doctor Strange, Silver Surfer, Red Harpy, Masked Raider, and Cloud, I think. It's also the first appearance of another name that I'm not going to be able to pronounce. Taya. T-A-A-I-A. I'd like to buy a consonant, please. Anyway, and also a cameo appearance of Omnimax. So a couple new first appearances. But the first new team is what I was excited about. So we'll see how that goes. And last from my Midtown. All right, we got to talk about it. And it's a touchy subject. One that I could very well open myself up for ridicule for. So, but let me say, first of all, I have a code that I live by. If it doesn't affect me or my family personally, it's none of my business. None of my freaking business. I don't care what you do. I don't care anything. I don't care about anything that doesn't affect me. That's none of my business. So, that includes, you know, I have a gay stepbrother and a gay stepsister who I care deeply for, love them to death. And so I do not have a problem with the gay community. Let's make that perfectly clear before I start talking about this book. But I'm talking, of course, you know by now, I'm talking about Batman Urban Legends number 6, where it has been revealed that Tim Drake is bisexual. Now, I don't care about a bisexual character in comics. I really don't. I don't. If it's a cool character, it's a cool character. Rock on with it. What I have a problem with is I don't like them changing the entire character that has been established for so long. You don't just up and make a major change to that character's whole story like that. It's pandering. It's what it is. That's really all it is. It's just pandering. And I figure DC Comics has an unlimited resource of creative minds that can create a bisexual character if all they want to. And that's great. That's awesome. You know, be inclusive. I'm all for it. But there's absolutely no need whatsoever to go in and change Tim Drake's sexual orientation just for the sake of making yourself inclusive, you know, or showing you're tolerant, you know, by doing that. And I know it's a trigger that I'm flirting with fire. Like I said, I do not have a problem with anybody, whatever your sexual orientation is. I don't care. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect my family, so I don't care. I just think that this is pandering for the sake of pandering, and it serves no purpose, and it was a dumb move. And yeah, I think you could have made a new character. Hell, you make a new Robin every month. Make a new Robin that's bisexual. I don't care, but I just think it's dumb to just rewrite a character's history like that. It just doesn't make any sense, and I think it's a dumb move. That's my opinion. Roast away all you want to. You ain't gonna change it, and it doesn't make me hate. It's not hate speech, and it's not intolerance, and it's none of the above. It's just my opinion on a comic book character. So anyway, that's all I'll say about that. And there's an elephant in the room. Let's just get it out and talk about it. I don't care. But the last 2 books I got were the free comic book day books that I did manage to pick up on the secondary market before free comic book day. Well, one of them was before. And that's SpiderMan Venom number 1. So yeah, I was cool to get that. And this one was the one that I ordered back in May, and the ad said pre-order 6/1. So I was like, okay, so June, that's fine. You know, I understand that. So I went in and pre-ordered it, and then I realized it was for a free comic book day in August, and I had asked the seller, I was like, well, when are you going to send this out? And he said, it's free comic book day book, and I'm not going to send it out prematurely before free free comic book day. I'm not going to risk pissing off my diamond distributors, just to send out books early. And I was like, okay, I'm just asking. I can respect that. Don't mail it. So I ordered it from somebody that didn't give a shit, and I've got 2 of these now. But that's a Red Room free comic book day version of Red Room. So I got 2 of them now because one of the other sellers didn't give a shit. He said if I got them, I'm selling them. So yeah, I know. Which goes back to the shame on you for selling them, but I wanted to make sure I got one, so I was willing to pay the scalper prices to get one. And which, is kind of hypocritical, I understand, because, if don't support these people if you think that what they're doing is wrong, and I get it. I really wanted to make sure I got these. And there's another one that I wanted to make sure I got that you saw in the last haul video, the House of Slaughter one. So I paid for that one too and got it early. But so that was the only ones. Those were the ones I wanted to make sure I got one. I didn't want to miss out on them. But anyway, but that is the haul. And I promised you some news on some mystery boxes. Well, if you follow my Facebook group, which a couple do, you'll know that I have posted mystery boxes. Very limited run of mystery boxes. I've posted them in my Facebook group. So they are going to be Facebook group exclusive. You can only get them there. And you'll have to DM me on there that you want one. They'll be $50 plus $9 shipping. Guaranteed value on them. I always guaranteed value. I'll never send anybody less than what they paid me for. That is my solemn oath. As I always try to make sure everybody gets more than what they paid for. A little incentive to buy from me rather than go out and, because face it, if I give you if you just broke even, you can go on eBay and get the books. But I want to give you more so that you can't go on eBay and spend the same amount of money and get the same books. So that's always been my goal when I do mystery boxes. That's why I don't do them very often, is because I can jam out a mystery box every month and fill it full of dollar bin books and take your money and hide behind the guise of, well, it's a mystery box, so you got to take, you knew before you bought one that you're taking a chance. I don't do that. So that's why I don't put one out every week or every month, or I don't just keep cranking these things out, because I want to make sure that I have enough quality books to go in the mystery boxes, that I'm not just shoving them full of dollar bin books and taking your money. I want to make sure you get something that you're going to be happy with. And so far I've sold 3 off my Facebook store, however you want to say it. One, you can watch the unboxing and see kind of what you're going to get over on Jason, the comic book preacher, Jason Sizemore's channel. If you ain't subscribed to him, I can't say any more than I have said already. He's a great dude, awesome member of the community, and it's criminal that he's at 100, just barely over 100 subscribers. He's a good dude, a really good dude. He and I have actually talked, and I actually told him, I said, I think it's the comic book preacher. I think it's the preacher thing that scares people away. Maybe people are afraid they're going to have to go there and listen to a sermon. It's not like that. If you want to listen to one of his sermons, he has a separate YouTube channel for that. His comic book channel is all about comic books, nothing but comic books. You won't have to sit through a sermon if you don't want to, but if you'd like to, he gives great sermons. You can sub up to his other channel and listen to his sermons. But anyway, I digress. But that is someone you can go to if you want to see one of these boxes unboxed. The other 2 that bought one don't have a YouTube presence, but they did message me, one of them lives locally. He's another local friend of mine, another customer that comes in the store, Ryan Boone. He was tickled with his, and the other guy that bought one seemed very pleased. He messaged me and said he really loved his box. So far I'm 3 for 3. Everybody likes what they got, and so that makes me happy. It always makes me happy when that I've made someone else happy. And I always say, if you're not happy, now let's be clear about this. If you're not happy because you got books that you really didn't like, there's nothing I can do about that. I get books I don't like all the time in mystery boxes, but I can't guarantee you're going to love all the books you get. I can guarantee you that you will get more than your money's worth. That is what I can guarantee you. I'm going to try to make sure you like everything you get, but let's face it, I've gotten X-Men book after X-Men book after X-Men book in mystery boxes, and I don't like X-Men. I'm not an X-Men fan. Doesn't make it a bad mystery box. Just, just had some books in there that I don't care for. Didn't mean they didn't have value, just means that I didn't care for them. So keep that in mind. Anyway, also on the when we're talking about the Facebook store, a couple people that have gone there and joined the group have tried to friend request me, and I did not accept their friend request, and I'm going to explain a little bit why. My Facebook, this was my mistake, and I apologize for it, was I set that up through my personal Facebook account, my only Facebook account, and I keep my Facebook is the one aspect of my social media presence that I keep for just family and close personal friends. So I try to separate my comic book presence with my personal presence, so that I don't want my family doesn't, most of my friends and family don't give two shits about comic books, so I don't want to load up my Facebook, my personal Facebook profile with a whole bunch of comic book stuff, because they're just going to end up like silencing me and stuff. So I try to keep them separate. So that being said, I have set up a second Facebook account for the official Facebook profile, I guess, the official Facebook profile of Stevie V Comics. So now I have taken my personal account off the Facebook group and put the Stevie V Comics profile as the moderator on there. So now send me a friend request. I'm all about it. I'd love to have a Facebook presence with just my comic book brothers and sisters. So send me a friend request on there. Happy to have it. I will put a link in the description to both that and my Facebook store. And now that the announcement has been official, I will start posting more books for sale. I've only got a couple on there now because I'm kind of trying to plant the seeds here and get the thing started. The mystery boxes are on there. If you'd like one, just hit me up. If you want to hit me up, rather hit me up on Instagram, it's fine. Just contact me one way or another on Instagram or Messenger on Facebook, however you want to do it, and we'll get you information. And shipping on that, I try to ship out within the next day after I get an order. And I work graveyard shifts, so sometimes I may be a day or two late, but I may need to just set an established shipping day, like Monday is shipping day. But anyway, I know everybody wants to get their stuff, so I try to get it out as fast as I can. Contents of the book, you'll have 7 to 10 books in it. I'm not going to fill them up with a bunch of dollar bin books because y'all didn't seem to like that on the last one, even though I gave people the value first with the good books, and then I loaded you up with some extras, with some fillers, just because I was trying to get rid of them, and I thought just because I don't like them doesn't mean somebody else wouldn't love them. So I'm not going to fill them up with about 10 filler books like I did the last one. I get it. I hear you loud and clear. We won't do that. So we're going to do 7 to 10 books at the max. Probably more likely about 7. Mostly 7, unless I got to throw an extra 1 or 2 in there because I'm not happy with the bigger hits. But we'll get it. 7 to 10 books, shipped in Gemini, priority mail. Always ship priority mail. So I ain't gouging you for shipping and then shipping it media mail like these fucktards on eBay do to me all the time. All right, we kept it under 30 minutes. That was the goal. But anyway, that's going to do it. Again, I will drop a link in the description. Check out my Facebook store. Join the group. Send me a friend request. We'll get connected on Facebook that way. Happy to have you there. Hit me up on the mystery boxes. Very limited. There's not going to be very many of them before I shut it down. Because when I run out of books that I think are worthy of a mystery box, then I'm going to shut it down. So that being said, that's going to do it for this episode. I appreciate you hanging in there for the long one. But before you go, please make sure you like my shit, comment on my shit, subscribe to my shit, and damn it, turn that bell on so you don't miss my new shit. And we'll see you guys in the next shit. Oh, and now you can buy my shit. Peace.